What's up, guys? It's morning over here for me, and it's freezing cold. It's below 20 degrees, which might not seem that cold, but it's really cold if you live in Texas. And nonetheless, just went to the gym, had a good workout, leg day for me, and just did some rearranging. So you'll notice I'm kind of at a different angle right now. I'm facing a window right now, which gives me much better lighting, I'm sure you're seeing, as opposed to where I was at last time. But unfortunately, you can't see my box tower. But don't worry, it is still there. And I'm going to be answering your questions today. I have my phone right here with all your questions on them. So without further ado, I'm just going to go one by one and answer them. So the first question is, what are your goals? So with goals, I kind of do it in two different ways. First, I have like a really long-term goal, and then I like really short-term goals. So like a 10-year sort of thing, and then like a monthly or a weekly thing. So right now my 10-year or my long-term goal is, I'm not quite sure, but I think it would be pretty cool to build like a consulting company, a software consulting company, something like that. And then for my monthly goals, and this is where I have a lot more. And so with that, I have 3 or 4 goals right now. The first is to keep making YouTube videos. The second is I'm currently working on a product. It's a web app that hopefully I'll be releasing soon. And so just keep working on that and get it to first release. And then the last thing, I don't think there's anything else. Oh, graduate. There you go. Graduate university or college. And then lastly, keep working out, going to the gym, getting fit. Yeah, so those are my goals right now. Next part of that question was, do you have enough boxes? Probably, but I will continue to keep boxes as they come. I just kind of hoard them in the corner and use them when I need to. Okay, let's do the next question. So how to read documentation and turn the examples and tutorials into something you can use in your own app. Now, that's something that I don't think there's a special tip or trick that really helps you a ton, and you'll kind of get used to it and get better at it as you're just programming more. But I'll tell you what I like to do. So usually I will isolate, if I'm working with a new library or something, I won't actually integrate it with my project right away if I want to bring it in, especially if it's pretty complicated. What I'll do is I'll just get the documentation example or a bit of it, just trying to get it running in its own separate. Like I'll create a bare bones project to get it set up and try to get it running in there. So now once you finally get it running or set up in a bare bones very simple application, you kind of get a feel for it, and then you just go from there. So then you slowly tinker with it, change things, and then eventually you get an idea, okay, I see how I might be able to integrate this with my own project, and then you just go ahead and you integrate it. And so that's usually what I end up doing, and I think it works out pretty well. Okay, so next question is, Ben, why do you keep these boxes? That's a good question. Not many people have as many boxes as I do. So I'm currently in college, and when I moved here, I had to pack up all my stuff into boxes. And so that is where my initial stash of boxes came from. It actually includes probably about 90% of boxes that I have. It's just when I moved in, stuff that was stored in them, and I haven't thrown them away because I need them when I move out. And then also, of course, some from ordering stuff from Amazon. And then also one of my big boxes is I did order my bed online, so the bed box is pretty large. But yeah, that's where most of my boxes are coming from, and I just kind of kept them. That's why I kind of have like a nice big box tower right now. Okay, so next is, dude, are you running an eBay shop? No, I'm not running an eBay shop, and I don't think I've actually ever posted anything on eBay before. Next question is problem solving in JavaScript, full stack development. Often students are following along verbatim, which gives them an identical app to the one being taught. But in order to transfer that skill set to real world applications or even customize an app, understanding how to apply new syntax, how to problem solve issues, and how to think is the next critical step in gaining independence as a developer. So I would say with that is once you go about following a tutorial or a documentation on something is to take that and build something with it. And so you'll then learn what areas you're like you didn't really understand when you did the tutorial or you followed it, and you can go back and basically fix the parts you didn't know about. But it's very important to do that step where you use that code as like a boilerplate or starting off, and then expand on it and try to build a similar project. And I think that helps a lot, and you'll get a lot out of it. But personally, and also you have to look at how you learn. Personally, I learn really well from doing projects and coding. So I spend the most of my time actually just building things, and my understanding grows the best that way. So that's what I would recommend if you're struggling with, you can watch a tutorial, build it, but then you're struggling building stuff on your own. Take what you just learned, try to build that exact same thing slightly differently, or different twist to it with the same language or framework, and use the boilerplate code you already have that you already wrote, and that'll help a lot, I think. Okay, next question is, you look young, dude. So first question is, how old are you? Currently I'm 20 years old, and I'm quite skilled, yes. And next question is, how long have you been programming? I've been programming for probably like 4 years, I'm gonna guess. I started junior year of high school, so that's when I was roughly 16 years old. I'm 20 now, so about 4 years-ish. And next question, talk about your programming background. I'll get back to you on this. I think this would be a better question to expand and go more in depth, and I think I'll make a separate video just talking about that. And I want to touch real quick on the last question, actually, again, about programming experience. Because I don't think it's actually a great metric to ask how long you've been programming in years. And the reason for that is, if you take two people and they say they've both been programming for 2 years, that can be vastly different things. And I'll give you an example of that. If you take the average computer science student at a college or university, usually they're not programming a lot. They're usually programming maybe, I don't know, maybe an hour a week, right? They get one assignment or two assignments in an hour, 2 hours. And then some weeks they don't get assignments, maybe other weeks. They'll have a big project they have to do, and that maybe takes 3 or 4 hours, a little bit longer. But on average, I'd say they're programming 1 or 2 hours a week just for school. And the thing with university students is sometimes they only are programming for school. And maybe they're programming more than that, but they're just programming for school. So compare that to other students, and like myself, I'll program a lot every day just outside of school. So I think it's better to use maybe an hour metric. How many hours you've programmed. Now that's hard to keep track of over the years, right? But saying how many years if you compared my 4 years to someone else with 4 years, they might be drastically different. And also I would say two of those years I've been programming a lot more than the other 2 years. That's the other thing. And I've been doing a lot of React lately. I think I learned React probably a year ago, I feel like. Maybe a little bit longer. So roughly about a year of React experience. But the thing is, I've been doing React a ton, so I feel like I have probably more knowledge than an average person that's been doing React for about a year. And GraphQL too, by the way. React, GraphQL, Node.js, all that stuff about a year. Before that, I did C++, a little bit, Java, Python mostly, but I'll get to that when I do my programming background, and I'll talk more in depth about that. But yeah, that's all your guys' questions. I hope I didn't miss any. If I did, please leave a comment below and I will answer them. And yeah, that's it. I'm getting pretty hungry. I think I'm going to go get some food. I'll see you guys later.